Saying goodbye to guests, welcoming more guests. It's a very, very busy show this afternoon. That's right. We're live at BeautyWorld Middle East 2012. I'm with Carlo. Good afternoon to you, Carlo.
Good afternoon to you, my
If
dear.
you have just joined us, we've got a whole 2 hours of beauty, focusing on nails, on spas, on hair products, and also
And
perfume
fragrance.
and fragrances. And if you'd like to join in the show at all today, if you have any questions, why not text in on 4001? We'll get those questions relayed to us later on in the break. This is the second day of the fair, and it goes on till tomorrow. It's open from till 7 p.m.
7
Just
p.m.
to
each day,
remind
absolutely.
everyone that it is a trade fair, but if you are in the trade and in the business, you can come down, register with a business card, and enter for free. So let's welcome our next guest. We're talking nails next, aren't we?
All things nails. Apparently, fingernails and toenails are one of the most important points of beauty these days. Unless you're buffed up and coloured to perfection, you're not making the grade. And we have with us the President and CEO of OPI, or OP, Mr. George Schaeffer.
Welcome.
Salam alaikum.
Alaikum
Alaikum
salam.
salam.
And we also have, please introduce yourself, sir. Just grab your microphone.
Nazih Hamad, the CEO of Nazih Group.
Of Nazih Group.
Good afternoon.
And good afternoon to you. And what product is it that you distribute through Nazih?
The main thing is OPI.
So you're both here representing OPI.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Mr. Schaeffer, it is absolutely brilliant to have you here
It
because
is.
you are actually one of the most globally famous people when it comes to nail polish colours, I believe. You are the guy who set the trend years before everybody else in terms of colours, cool names, and it's great to have you at our
And
table.
I use them. Not at the moment, but I do. Great names. Yeah, he's looking at my nails. Oops.
She's a mum, so she's finger colourless at the moment.
No excuse. No excuse whatsoever.
For people listening in who are consumers and they're not coming to the exhibition because they're not in the industry, tell us a little bit about OPI.
Well, we started, we're an instant success, only 31 years. And,
Wow.
like many other things which are instant, we started out from basically nothing. I'm the founder, president, and CEO. And overnight we became a world brand.
Amazing.
And, women around the world all want beauty. And we were excited to provide it for their fingernails, their toenails, and it's been a great ride.
Why nails, though? I'm really curious. Can you tell us the story about how it started?
Yes, I was in the clothing business. I grew up in that in New York City, as you
Your
probably...
great accent, yeah.
Yeah. You could take the kid out of Brooklyn, but not the Brooklyn out of the kid. And I decided to... I was with my parents, quite young, and that had its own difficulties. And the clothing business is kind of tough. It's twice a year you have to reinvent yourself, and I wanted to do something easy. And there's 3 things that I learned. I took over the business April 1st, so there's a fool born every minute. And I bought a dental supply business, which had no seasons, no anything. The second thing I learned, everything looks greener on the other side of the hill. And I bought it from a relative, which is the third thing I learned, never deal with relatives.
Oops.
So it was an exciting beginning, 1981, April 1st. And manicurists were coming in to buy dental acrylic.
Oh, I see.
In the days of the late 70s, early 80s, they were called porcelain nails for that reason. To make a nail, you use cold cure acrylic, which is the same thing that some dentures were made out of. And that's where the whole industry came out of.
I had no idea.
Yeah, no,
So it started with teeth.
yes, it all started with and there is a connection, hoof and mouth.
Oh.
So life has been very crazy, and somebody from upstairs guided me to this. And from the first day, there were women coming in to buy dental acrylic, and my uncle, who I bought the business from, I said, don't deal with those crazy women. But meanwhile, the crazy women were a lot prettier than the dentist I was visiting, who were a miserable lot. I don't know if you know a little fact. The highest rate of suicide among professionals is dentists.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a fact. And there's only one problem with that. It's not high enough.
Oh, dear. Yeah,
And I have
they're
some
not
dear
the most
friends.
liked people, apart from our friend.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
What's his name?
Are we allowed to say?
Oh, I can say. I think he's amazing.
Dr. Amma.
Dr. Amma.
Well, there's
Pain-free.
Yeah, I love the
Amazing.
gas. And
Oh, do you like
give
the
it
gas?
to me anytime.
I swear. We've got to introduce
So
him.
you like not to be aware of what's happening.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to go to the dentist. For God, even for cleaning is painful.
Oh, it's
sometimes.
just really uncomfortable, isn't it?
But anyway,
I think you've had a lot of bad childhood experiences.
I have, yeah.
with the
I do.
dentist.
Anyway, let's not talk about that.
No,
I'm
well,
getting-
back to nails.
Yeah, back to nails.
Can I ask you a question? There's an industry story, and I'd like to know if it's true, because I've heard of it for years. There was a man called Charles Revson who set up the Revlon company, and apparently he made his millions and millions and millions from his nail polishes, and he apparently stole the formula from a Chinese lacquer expert who would lacquer furniture, and he stole that recipe or that formula and would apply it to women's nail polish. Is that true?
Well, it's a good story. I won't tell you if it's science fiction.
About a
or not.
PR spin, is it?
But some of it is true. Charlie Revson did start the industry as it's known today, and with a man called Mr. Larner, and he developed a nail polish, and they actually never called it lacquer. They called it polish. And I was the first one in the industry that decided to call it lacquer because of Italian furniture, which is always lacquered and has a beautiful deep shine. So we, when we came into the marketplace in '88, we decided to call it, and make a better product, call it lacquer, which is, I walk down the street, I see a woman's nails, I could see the depth. You said you don't have any on, but I'm sure you're familiar
Yeah.
with the product, and it has a
No, I
certain
am
depth
very-
to it.
yes, I agree.
Now everybody calls it lacquer, but there's a difference between polishing something and putting something deep in it, and we basically reinvented it.
And what does OPI stand for?
Well, there's a little. I'm going to tell you a secret now,
Oh.
and I'm sure it's going to
Promise
stay a
I won't
secret on
tell.
radio, right?
Absolutely.
Just around this
Apparently,
table,
200,000 listeners will have a secret.
Well, the business I bought was called Odontorium Products Incorporated.
Okay.
Odonto
That's
means
it, yes.
having to do with the mouth. And the only thing good about that business, besides the beautiful manicures coming in and putting me into this great business, was the logo. And I decided to call it OPI. Now, people ask me, why would you ever call anything like OPI? And at that time, there was a Super Nail, Happy Nail, Original, Creative Nail, and 25 other brands with nails. And I was a car nut. So does anybody know what GTO means? Does anybody really know what IBM means or NCR?
It's a brand.
I said, the success of making a brand is somebody asking you what it is. They don't have to like it. They don't have to love it. They could hate it, but as long as they ask what it is. And there used to be a movie in the subways when I was a young child called Topkapi. This is ancient history. And the subways in New York were plastered with the word Topkapi. And nobody knew what it meant.
Topkapi Palace.
But yes. And the movie became immensely successful because people wanted to see Topkapi. And I guess maybe a little bit of that applies.
It's a catchphrase,
to
yeah.
OPI.
PI, yeah. And it's obviously worked for you. It's stuck. Or OP.
Yes, and OP, which is really the wrong pronunciation, it means grandfather in German.
Oh,
So
does it? Okay.
I'm trying to become a grandfather, but
Oh.
my kids are not cooperating.
Which brings to mind, years ago, I got a text from a female friend of mine, and I texted her asking where she was, and she said, I'm in bed with MacArthur Park. And I thought, who is that? What is that? And I think it's one of your nail polishes.
Yes. Oh, I have some great stories. I mean,
You've got to tell us about how these. I mean, do you have creative control over all the names of all these? I mean, I can imagine you sort of sitting around a massive, beautiful boardroom table and going, "Okay,
very much like this.
Yeah, really. Let's call the ladies red. I don't know, something crazy."
When we went into it, basically we started the first 5-6 years in all professional products, drills and anesthetics and needles and stuff for the dentist. And then I started to miss fashion again and the ladies and stuff like that. And we decided to go into nail polish, which I didn't like polish, so it became nail lacquer. And when you look around in the market, it was red 12 or just number 7 or... I mean, Revlon had 242, 560 pink, no personality, no attachment. I said, we need to call it something. I mean, it needs personality. I'm Hungarian by birth. I'm fairly look at the world very internationally. My goal was always to have 10% of my product exported. Now it's over 30%. We sell in 110 countries, so Dubai has been one of the oldest, and Nazih is just incredible.
How long have Nazih been looking after the OPI product for?
10 years now.
Over 10 years.
Oh, right.
Over 10 years.
Okay.
now.
Yeah, we're like brothers.
Yeah, we are like brothers, and we are developing this business. And we would like to thank George, because he's the one who believe this industry. For us, it was in the beauty industry, the nail lacquer, it was ignored before 10-15 years, especially in the region here. Everybody say, why are you going to sell a nail lacquer? It was look as very small part of the beauty business. But if we look at that, it is really the showing part of the beauty business, because always when you meet a woman, you look for her eyes, lips, and nails. So this is the way where the first catch eyes.
Nazih, that's your order. I look at the nails first.
I thought you'd be looking at the money, the two of you, because according to our statistics here, the estimated market value in 2011 is $26 million US.
This is for nail
That is
products.
only for UAE.
Yep.
In Saudi Arabia, it is worth almost 61 million.
Yep.
That's a lot of happiness in your eyes, a lot of colour on
incredible.
the end of a woman's
It's
fingertips.
every year 30 to 35% increase.
Amazing.
and
Including last year.
including last year.
Do you gentlemen
Yeah.
from Nazih have distribution rights for the brand
Yes.
across the GCC?
Across the Middle East, yes.
Right.
So there's no chance Siobhan and I can take one of those markets over, give up radio and
We-
start
we
doing
can
nail
cooperate,
polish.
No problem. And it's really, this industry is very important, and it's growing very well. Yeah.
Gentlemen, we're going to take a quick break, but we've got loads more questions for you. If you're all right to stay on with us, stay with us. We're live at BeautyWorld. Welcome back once again. Let's just reintroduce our guests here. We're talking nails, and it is an absolute pleasure to be joined by George Schaeffer, who's the president and the CEO of OPI. Welcome to you once again.
Thank you.
And we're also joined by Nazih Abu Hamad, who is the managing director of the Nazih Group, who are in fact the distributors of OPI here in the region. Welcome to you as
Thank you.
well. We're just loving talking to you at the moment and hearing the story really behind this incredibly successful company, started over 30 years ago, which began in the dental room, in the dental industry, and amazingly sort of developed itself and into the nail industry. So you don't have any contact at all with the dental industry anymore, do you?
Not
That was
anymore.
all left behind when
He
you realised.
didn't like it at all. That was
I
evident
don't
earlier.
blame you, actually. I don't blame you. I'm wondering, what's the sort of trend at the moment within the industry? And how big can it grow? What more can you do with nails?
I think it's unlimited, basically. I've seen the changes throughout the years now. The latest thing is gel, which
Yeah.
is basically, we have something called gel color. It's permanent. It's only reason you have to take it off is the nail grows. And it's cured with a light, and it doesn't chip, stays on, and the depth of the color is incredible. And people love the OPI colors. We make it in the same colors. And that technology is really reinventing the professional nail business. Acrylic, there's some diehards that stay with it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's still the most durable, in my opinion. But the professional side of it is changing and growing. We had 30+% growth last year, and we are on the same trend this year. I think there's segments of the world that is still not in the nail world, fingernail world, as much as they could be. Pricing has been an issue to some extent. One of the reasons that it's been so successful in America, the pricing has been reachable by most people.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the parts of the world, like Japan, for example, it's still $100 to do a nail, which is quite high for every 2 weeks.
So it's become accessible for the masses. I mean,
Yes.
is that it's not become an exclusive, obviously some parts of it, but it's not become a sort of a very niche, exclusive brand. I mean, is that what you always wanted? Did you want that it was going to be available for everyone?
I think we wanted a good brand. We always didn't want. I never wanted to be the least expensive, because you can't provide. You get what you
Quality.
pay for, and that's been the paramount for me. That's the guiding light: quality, quality, and quality. And I think it's proved out. Everybody knows the brand, and I can't, as an OPI person, I can't skimp, because people have certain expectations. You buy a Mercedes, you buy an Audi, you have certain expectations. And once again, I'm mentioning I'm a car guy, and you want, it doesn't matter if it's not an expensive product in the line or expensive, you have a certain quality of expectation of quality. So
what's the colour of your favourite car?
red.
Well, I was going to say.
And I'll let you guess what kind of red I have.
I'd imagine it would be a red with a lot of black and
Too
not much
hot.
orange in it.
No, it's a California.
So it's pretty bright.
Yeah, it's
A
fantastic.
shocker of a red.
Yes.
Is it too hot?
It toots everybody's heart.
That's the name of one of the lacquers, I think, actually. And sorry, I wanted to go back to that one question I asked you before about how you find the names. Does it? I mean, do you have a hand in it? Do people sort of
absolutely?
Put votes to
We
it,
have
or?
2 major collections. Again, we followed the clothing business. We have 4. We have the 4 Fs we believe in the company. It's fashion, which is something that I follow in the nail business very much for the colors. We introduced during fashion weeks the first or second week of February for spring, summer, in the middle of the winter, and the first or second week in August for winter shades, which is again like the fashion industry. Food is a believer. Second F, fun and family.
So obviously, I was going to ask you about the colours and the trends. So you're following the fashion industry. So the new colours coming out will be following the new trends of colours within the fashion industry. How much do you think that you follow or lead?
I think that we flipped about 5 years ago. I can't tell you what people go through the efforts to see what colors we're coming out with. And I have a wonderful partner. Her name is Susie Weiss-Fishman. She's the queen of nails, and she has done, she's Chanel, there's Lagerfeld. She's the Lagerfeld of nails. She has done every single color in the last, since 1988, so it's 24 years. She's brilliant. I don't get involved in that, and she doesn't get involved in the business side. The colors, basically darker colors in the fall and lighter colors in the spring, basically. But glitters have come in, the shimmers have come in. There's new kind of technology, shatter, which is you put a nail polish on, it shatters in color. It's exciting. It's youthful. So there's magnetic nail polish now that's coming in the market.
What's that?
Well, you put the nail polish on, you put a magnet that's made in different shapes, and you'll be getting it in a couple of months. Some people came out already, but by the way, we never like to lead. Because of the name, I want it to be perfect. So I don't want to be always a trendsetter, but whenever we come out, it reinvents and does the best. So magnetic nail polish, you put a magnet on and it becomes beautiful. It's like a paint. It's a painting on your fingernails. I mean, the technology changes have been amazing, and it's been revolutionary.
I think we've only got a few minutes left. We're conscious of time. We've been asking all our guests this afternoon what would be your sort of a grooming essential
Your desert island
that you take to a desert island.
Well, I think a good oil, which we have something, for Avoplex oil, lotions. And a great color, for sure. If you're in a bathing suit, you have 20 digits to paint, down on your feet and up on your hands. So you must take a great polish. Remember, top coat and base coat will make it last twice as long.
So you've not hit the challenge. That's about 4 products already.
Never one product.
And what about you, sir? What would you take with you to your desert island? You're on a desert island, you're allowed one product to make you look and feel better.
The black checker. Chatter.
What is that?
Regarding the black...
Shatter.
Shatter.
The nail polish that he's talking about, the shatters.
Oh, the new one.
It's the new one, yeah. It's the black chatter, yeah.
So I'm assuming you're not going to be taking, you're advising women to take that with them.
Hey.
Yeah, not with me, yeah. But,
And we'd love to ask you as well, George, what's possibly the best piece of advice, business advice, that you've been given that you would perhaps offer also to others as a piece of business advice?
It's something my father told me a long time ago, be honest with people. I'm very, very old-fashioned. I mean, you don't make a reputation, you earn a reputation, and I think the quality of the products that I put out has always been second to none. to the best of my ability. Again, it's very old-fashioned values, and I've been very happy following them all these years.
Thank you very much for
It's
sharing
been
your world
wonderful
of
to
call
talk
and
to you.
success. It's been brilliant.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for the
Schaeffer there.
opportunity.
My
you.
Thank you,
pleasure.
sir. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Have a nice day.
President and CEO of OPI, and also Nazih Aboud Hamad, who's the Managing Director of the Nazih Group, the distributors of OPI. Look out for it. I'll be thinking of you the next time I have my nails painted.
I expect to see your nails brightly polished tomorrow.
Oh, they will. I will.